I wouldn't do this. This is a long stick powder and the smallest nozzle. I would not do this. Eventually it'll get there, pretty much counting up, but this is 46 grains of Varget. Alright, I wouldn't do this. Just to show that the nozzle doesn't have any trouble with it, doesn't mean I would do it. I'm going to pause this and do something else. Okay, how do you change the nozzle when the tube is full of powder? You tip the machine back, jiggle it. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to tap the nozzle with my finger, just tap it lightly, and then the powder will be out of the way. Then you can put it in. Anybody who can't get it all the way in probably ran into powder. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so here is Varget, 46 grains, and I'm using the larger nozzle. Crank it away. Now I have it set to go pretty fast. It's pretty clear to me that I should probably go back and set the speed so that it's a little bit slower. That's the first time I threw it with the large nozzle. If it rushes up on it, we're probably going to get an overcharge. I'll do another one here, but then I'm going to go and set the speed back. Oh, this is the large grain. I had a question about the large grain, the large stick powder. This is pretty large. Yeah. Okay, so another thing that I've noticed is that when it goes 46.1 or 20.1 or whatever I got it set to, 0.1 more, and then it magically goes back, I've noticed that if I use my 505 scale, that it's usually something less than 0.1, and probably it's just rounding down. I think the bean counters might have got involved in this. In any case, I still haven't changed the speed. I think that it should probably slow up a little sooner than I am. And they give you all those settings that come with the machine instructions to how to set them. And I'm going to go ahead and do it again. See what it does. I'm fully expecting to get a 0.1 grain overcharge. My nozzle shouldn't have any trouble with the stick powder. There's no reason in the world to use the tiny aperture nozzle for 46 grains. Yeah, see, it did it again. Pretty sure that that's, you know, it's coming out 46. It's saying it's 46. If it says it, it must be true. It's and you're watching this probably on the internet. That's just a joke. Any case, once again, those of you who haven't seen my other video, that it's not very many people because I haven't even published that one out to the public, that the goal here is to control that little avalanche that's happening there. With no nozzle, the avalanche is going to be bigger. You can just imagine that the side of the slope, the ski slope, is larger. So when it falls bigger. So the goal here also is not to use the settings to slow the machine way down to get accuracy. Someone certainly can say, hey, you don't need to do that nozzle. That all you got to do is set the settings way down. Well, the problem with that is then you sit there all day long waiting on the thing to dispense some powder. Alright, so far we've, according to the scale, 46 on the nose. Oh, I did another thing too, which was driving me absolutely batty. And I took a very, very extremely tiny piece of tape, and I didn't wrap it around the base of that little red tray there, the post of it. I did not wrap it around it. I couldn't, it was just about a 1/16 of an inch, a little sliver I put on the side to fatten it up, because it spins in there. If you take your finger and spin that little red tray, yeah, see there, there we go. We just went over. Okay, I'm gonna pause this because I was really expecting this to happen. I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna make a change to the settings so that it slows up a little sooner. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So what I was saying is that on the bottom of this little deal here, I'll just show it to you. Now that was smart. Trying a video. There is just a little tiny bit of tape on there. Can you see that? That little white line? It's just on what you can see there. It doesn't wrap all the way around. What that does is lets this go in there, and it won't just sit there and spin like a top, unless you really spin it hard. So what I was noticing is this, the thing was vibrating from spinning, that the tray would actually start spinning around. I don't need any extra motion in there. Okay, so I did put the setting back a little bit here. Cranks it out, and then what you'll see is that that final trickle takes a little bit. Let's see, it didn't do it as quite the same as when a second ago, but let's try it. This video is going to be longer, sorry guys, but I kind of feel like I need to show green light on the left there, right by the Hornady. Says it's good to go. Also, my table's not perfect here. I'm not going to use this one. This is just a temporary bench top here. You really should have a good solid table. Should be level. And to make this thing work absolutely perfect, I really think those are things that you have to do. I'm just dumping it back in the reservoir there. Somebody asked about this long stick powder. I don't know. I mean, maybe they thought it might be difficult. Probably more that the grains are heavier, maybe. What I've noticed is that the like the RCBS Chargemaster 1500. It actually, the ball powder was kind of tricky on it. The nozzles helped a lot on that. I'm sure you guys have your own experiences with so many different powders and loads that please feel free to comment down below what you think. I don't know. I think the nozzle's doing what I expected. Now, through some magic on the RCBS Chargemaster, you got a speed up. I believe it was the software, how the software was working. It was measuring those little trickles, and it knew it could rush up more to the end, and then the fine amount that it got from trickles, it was just able, everything was faster. Now, you can make this one faster by changing settings. you can get yourself in trouble if you make it too fast, because it rushes up to the very last with fast trickles, and the scale is not able to keep up with the changes in weight. And there you go. So I guess we can take the nozzle off and we can see what it does. I'm going to pause this after this is done and take the nozzle off and see what it does. Alright, another good one. Okay, I'm back. Now, another thing someone told me is that sometimes the powder flies out. And what I've seen with my nozzle, okay, there you go, 0.3. Got there real fast, but it went over. Let's try it again. Oh, you gotta hit enter to acknowledge the error. I really don't want to sell stuff that doesn't work. Now, you got to consider what you can do. What you can do is you can go into settings, speed. You can go down to a real low number. I should hope that it doesn't now. Anyway, someone was telling me that the powder can actually bounce out of the tray. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping. All right. Well, it was a little closer. It was 46.2. Let's see if it does it again. Okay, well, that's insane. All right, let's cancel this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold in this button here. Actually, I wasn't on power mode. Okay, I'm going to put my nozzle back in. Oh crap! Did you see that? What the hell happened? I think that it was just sort of like a mousetrap set to go, that amount that was sitting there on that lip. This is really turning into an advertisement for my nozzle, okay? I'm not scripting this stuff, honestly, and it's pretty funny. Anyway, so I'm going to pause this. I'm going to clean up this mess. I'm going to pause it. I'll put my nozzle back on. I'm going to go into the power mode. This here dispense button, if you hold it in, you go from normal to power mode. Let's see what it does there too. Sorry about the length of this video. It's going to take forever to upload. But those of you who want to spend $5 with me, plus the shipping, to get some nozzles to make this thing work better, you might be pretty happy. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So this power mode, I haven't quite figured out what the difference is here. I think it just kind of turns it a little differently. Anyway, let's see what it does. Now I haven't changed any settings. I believe that was the setting I got it set to, was the setting that it came with. It might have been 0.3. Man, is it moving slow? I mean, eventually to get there. So, it's barely creeping. So that's that setting, that point. Okay, so it said, all right, so I'm going to show you this once again. People have seen this, they know about it, but I'm going to cancel. I'll hold this in. I'm going to go to speed. I'm going to hit speed till it's up to, I think I had it on 0.7 or 8. So I'm actually going to go faster. Hold in, cancel. And I'm going to enter in 46. Oh. Alright. This thing can just work a lot better. Let's see what's going on here. I haven't even tried. I've only had this for actually exactly 2 days now. Okay, so here's 6. So my tray was sitting here when it was running high speed here. My tray was actually sitting there spinning. It's still doing it, but much less. I don't think that's too good, so I put that little piece of tape on there. Alright. I don't know how long I'm going to go with this. This is the power mode. Actually, I think it's working pretty damn good with my nozzle. Alright, now I'm going to press this dispense button and go back to normal mode. See that in? Did it stay in there? I think I waited too long. Okay, yeah. Power mode. Normal mode. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it. I think the amount of powder is definitely a little less. I mean, it's coming out pretty good, and probably overall, I don't know. It doesn't spend a whole lot of time trickling, which is how I got speed up in my RCBS nozzles, and but I don't think it's not going to bounce out any more or less. Seems like once it gets a little pile in there, it's a little bed in there, then it doesn't have a tendency to bounce as much. Anyway, guys, long stick powder looks like it works great with the nozzle. Let's see where we at. 1848's the time. So 58 will be 10 seconds. Going on 20 seconds right now. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So like 26 seconds right there. That's about the best that I've seen it work. Actually, this Varget works pretty damn good. If you if you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. Please join my Facebook group, LoaderTools, and I'm making these products. I think I do a pretty good job. I'm an engineer by day. Mad scientist by night. I think I do a pretty good job, and you could probably private message me and get these quicker than if you wait for my eBay sale. This is the cat's meow. Pretty acceptable. Even a tenth of a grain, unless you're shooting 1,000 yards, a tenth of a grain out of 46 grains is not near as much as a tenth of a grain out of 5 grains. I haven't even tried throwing light charges. It kind of scares me to try it. Let me try it, because sometimes I'm lazy. I just, instead of setting up the manual dropper, I load my 40 Smith & Wesson with my RCBS Charge Master. I'm going to try this. This is going to be a total fail, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what it does. A guy should have a balanced scale with one of these, with any digital measure. You should also have a good solid surface, and you should calibrate it. Even if it's out of calibration though, the consistency is what I'm looking at right now. I'm pretty impressed. Actually, it's not too bad. If I was loading on a single stage press, around and I had to wait that long, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Oh, there we go. There we go. Got a fail. I said, I don't know what you guys are experiencing, but if you're experiencing the amount of fails when I took the nozzle off normally, I like the fact that it forces you to acknowledge it too. That's pretty good. If I remember correctly, my Charge Master you could maybe miss that if you're not paying attention. Yeah. In this case, I'm going to pause this one last time and put a smaller nozzle. I'm going to put the medium-sized nozzle. Let's see what it does, how that one works. Okay, this is the medium nozzle with 5 grain setting. No changes in the software or on the machine. Yeah. Not too bad. I'm glad it doesn't go in at a high speed for any amount of time for just 5 grains. Yeah, so normally for the Charge Master, I said if you're going, and probably wouldn't be using a long stick powder, but if you're going 5 grains, 0 to 5 grains, then use a small nozzle. If you're going 5 to 10 grains, use the medium nozzle, and if you're going more than 10 grains, use the large nozzle. That seems to work pretty good. You can experiment. There's nothing set in stone. If you decide that you want to do it a different way, then go for it. This is empirical evidence. meaning that if it tastes good and it's pudding, it's probably good pudding. I'm showing you examples here. I'm not going to extraordinary measures to try to get good results, and my nozzles are doing it. Once again, if you hung around with me for this long, thanks so much. I appreciate you guys, appreciate your business, and I'll continue to try to make great products and keep them reasonably priced. These things take probably about 30 minutes at least to make. The set there, probably at least 30, probably more like 40 minutes. So my little printer is making about 4 of them right now, 4 sets. In the morning I'll have 4 sets, and then I'll tell it to do it, and in the evening I'll have 4 more sets. A lot of people want these right now, and it'll be easy to get them. Like I said, if you message me on Facebook, you can probably get in the list before I get them onto eBay. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the web. Have a good night.